Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The slant.
Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Paulie, let's go. All right, listen, y'all. Just go ahead and let the guest play. Come on, jeez. That's better. Where'd I go?
I've been talking this whole time, haven't I? You guys haven't heard me. Let's rewind. Do it again. Hey, everybody. Paulie here on the Latino Slant. Woo! How long have I been doing this, Six? Good Lord. First of all, I want to thank Andre and Tom of Midnight's Edge. I want to thank all the Midnighters for coming on by, coming on over here. Paul Chato. If this is your first time here, do two things, please. Say hello in the chat. We're not just saying you're muted, but I appreciate that. Amazing. But also, too, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. What we're going to do today, it's pretty clear. It's our 4th episode of our political show, and I have not watched in its entirety, and we're not going to watch it in its entirety, is the Kamala Harris CNN interview. We're going to watch snippets of it. And also, too, some JD Vance reaction. I wasn't too happy with that, so I thought it'd be good to talk about it. We're trying to do this once a week until election time. Try to keep it, as long, especially when I don't have a guest, we're going to keep it under an hour. So before we get into the first topic, how are you guys doing? I want to know right now. You pulled a culture. Man, he was on last Monday here. That was a great show. Superior, hello. Griffin, hello. Mugen, Anthony, what's happening? Really good to see you guys. Mephisto, what's happening? Big Daddy MRI. We have one of our buddies helping out as far as with the wrench. I bet Paulie is giving gold. Or yes, I was gold. Oh my God, that was a little embarrassing. Hey, Jules, she's a member of the channel. We've been getting a couple of we got like 12 new members the other day. Tomorrow, we're gonna have a membership stream. Hopefully, I have a buddy or two coming on by, and we have an announcement to make. My birthday's coming up in late September. We are going to be doing a fundraiser for my birthday. That's right. So we'll get the details out for that and all that good jazz. Let's talk about really fast. I'm doing fine. I have a headache, though, from bad sleep. Here's what I want you to do right now, because I actually do help people out with their health and stuff like that in regards to fitness training and martial arts. Okay, you need to do a couple things, but let's just keep it simple right now. Get a big glass of water. If you have some lime, even better. Squeeze it on in there and just chug it. Chug that water. It's going to be your brain, your head is really going to appreciate it. And stretch if you can. Do some stretching. And look at this. Six just became a member. Gracias. Muchísimas gracias. When you remember, you get a dancing doggy. And Six, it's good to have you back. Boom. thanks again, Six, for being a member. She's been a member. It's good to have you here with us. So, before we get into any political talk, really fast, did anyone here see Rings of Power? Did you see the season 2, the first couple of episodes? The first 3 episodes are up. I reacted to it, did that watch along, and I put it up. And if you have, I want to know what you guys thought, because we were talking about it on Midnight's Edge just right now. I was in there for the last hour, and I really appreciate you guys coming on by. But what did you honestly think? What did you guys honestly think? Oh, look at this. Six is going all out. We got 5 new Latino Slant memberships from Six. Wow. Superior, you're a member. John, you're a member. Mugen is a member. Neil, War Monkey. Oh, thank you so much. Woo! And look who's here. Mexican Iron. Okay, you know what? Let's say that for a second, because I wanna shout this out, because I cannot tell you how important and vital members are to this channel. We just got, right now, in this past week, now 20 new members altogether. Six, thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you. And maybe at the end of this, well, let me hold off on that. I was going to say something. I don't know if I want to commit, but let's give you a couple of videos for that. Here we go.
The low rider is a little higher.
And of course, if you haven't been here before and this is your first time here, we're going to christen you guys with my Mexican uncle thanking you guys. Thanking you guys for being members. All right. Thank you so much. And Mexican Iron Man, who's been a member of, let me see, where are you at? Where's that Mexican Iron Man? Mike's been with us since day one. In fact, Mike helped get this channel monetized. That's my dude. That's my man. I love Mike. And hopefully I'm actually going to see him soon for as a birthday gift to myself. I'm going to go and travel to South Carolina, and we're going to shoot some guns. We're going to do some manly stuff. I don't know why I did that drawl, though. That's pretty bad. Anyways, he says, a member of 40 months, I demand to know what Latino Slant channel is doing to support the open borders and welcome the migrant brothers and sisters. Criminals has Paulie open his home to host migrant criminals. Do better. I cannot believe it. I can't believe that you did that and that I read that. Well, okay, I'm gonna actually pin that, and I'm gonna put it back to where it's at. Thank you so much, and we will talk about that. But let's go back to really fast the Rings of Power. A lot of people are chiming in, haven't seen it, but dreading it. Heck no, I didn't watch that. I didn't, but my brother did, and he just vented to me about how bad it was. I mean, that's basically what I did on Midnight's Edge right now. I'm not going to waste my time with it. I hear you. Thanks, Six. Thank you, Six. I didn't see it nor watch the watch along. My watch along is edited. It's not like I recorded myself in real time. So I was able to do that real time watch along, and I made it under 7 minutes. So it's just like me reacting and saying, like, remarking. Six is a member of the channel and a wrench. I did not watch more than the first episode of season 1, but the trailer of season 2 looked fire. You didn't watch more than episode 1? I guess you didn't like episode of season 1. Yeah, you didn't miss much. Yeah, I had some hopes for certain aspects of season 2, but someone said, I think Darth Plato said, I'd rather watch The Acolyte. I'm thrilled that I like all the people who got one. Yeah, who got those membership trats. Hail! Yes, we got emojis in the house. And monetize. Yes, thank you. Well, look, A couple of years ago, $5 from 6. Thank you so much. There's never been a funnier stream than Fat Steven Seagal helping Paulie set up monetization many years ago. Love you, Paulie and Romy. We might do a doggy cam really quick. So yeah, it was a few years ago, and I didn't know how to I didn't know how to set up stream elements to get tips and all that stuff. And so what was funny was that we were doing real time where Fat Steven was helping me out, and then we ended up making a whole bunch of money. I'm like, maybe we should be doing these more often. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. I watched only your video. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I want to say one last thing. Yeah, that was it. That was funny. I want to say one more last thing about memberships. We have a new $2.99 level. Amiguitos, our little friends. Say hello to my little friend, my amiguito. Another Quaalude. Love me in the morning. So if you guys can't do the $4.99, $99, or $19.99, I understand. Times are tough. I understand your pain. I understand your pain. Times are tough. Why don't you become amiguito to the Latino slant? And for $2.99, I'll shout you out. I'll say hello in the live chats. Now, when you're a higher level, you get to be on the membership panels. We're having one tomorrow night. The highest level, you guys get random swag sent because with me and my team of writers for our website, we get invited to events all the time. And what we'd like to do is give away the swag that we get. So we've given away Twister swag, Alien swag, movie posters from events. So when you're at that high level, like you'll randomly get a gift and it's fun. So Johnny Gonzalez got one. Mexican Iron Man's son got one. So all that good stuff. I'm so broke, I can't pay attention. Yeah, that is really, really amazing. Thank you again for that. Yeah, he's right here. I want to get a camera on it. You know what we're gonna do? Because Six said hello to you, Romy, and to the pups. And we just made a lot of money, and we got about 6 new memberships just right now. So what I want to do is we'll do real brief. We're going to actually I know I'm a mess because that camera doesn't work. What I want to do is get a camera on. Okay, sweetheart. Romy's headed out, but we're gonna get a camera on Butters. So what has happened? Oh, he's leaving. Butters is leaving. Mr. Butters is one of our dogs. He's had a really rough year, and he's coming out of, wait for it, cataract surgery. Mr. Butters went blind, and Romy, it's still affecting Romy. You know, very, very emotional for Romy. It's a very tough time because we didn't know what was the next step of how blind did it destroy his retinas. It was caused by his diabetes, which was caused by other medicine. So it's been a hellish year. So Romy, being a great mom to these dogs, she got in early with an eye specialist and a diabetic specialist for the dogs. His retinas are fine. Jump cut 2. He was eligible for surgery. He had successful surgery a little over a week ago. He's now seeing. He is now seeing. Granted, he still has the cone on, and we're doing a crap load of eye meds and eye drops. But the kid is bounced back. I've never seen a tougher dog. And here he comes. You know what? Let me see if I can grab him. Let me see what we got. Come over here, baby. Mr. Butters. All right. Okay. No joke, guys. I'm not joking. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. They shaved his face. That's why you see like the whites around his eyes. But his eyes are healthy. Oh, I love you too, buddy. He's such a trooper. He's such a trooper, guys. How old is Butters? Butters, we thought was like 4, then it was 5, maybe 6 or 7. He's around there. Him and his brother Bandit were raised in the backyard with a with a bunch of other dogs, and they're ready to. I think they were done. The owners were done. Hey baby, I love you too, baby. The owners were done breeding them, and they were going to get rid of them all. And they called an animal rescue that we work with. Said if you don't get them, we're gonna take them to the pound. Like we're gonna call the pound on them. And so Butters and Bandit have been with us coming up now on 4 years. So all hail Mr. Butters. All hail Mr. Butters. He is now able to see again. Rest, baby. Rest. Lay down. Okay. So thank you, Six, for the shout out with Romy and our dogs. The cone of shame. I mean, the thing is, bro, he's gonna pick it himself. We can't. Doctor's orders. He's on it for another 4 weeks. It's been 2. Very sweet of you to take them in. Yeah. Well, that's thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Look at all these great people in here. Okay, I think we're caught up now on current events. I want to start talking a little politics. Of course, the big event after 40 some odd days was that Vice President Kamala Harris finally did a sit-down interview on CNN with Dana Bash. I haven't seen it. I've seen 1 or 2 lines, but I want to save it for the show. I want to react in real time with you guys. So I'm following this one Twitter person, Vigilant Fox. And he or she has basically did a thread and commented on the moments, what they felt were the best moments. And I'm like, you know what? We're gonna go with that. So let's bring up the Vigilant Fox now. And let's make this a little bigger. Bueno. Did you guys see this? Let me know your thoughts right now. And we will try to share. It's just me solo. I don't have a producer with me. I don't have Fletcher. He's traveling. But the Vigilant Fox is the awkward Kamala Harris interview. I watched it so you didn't have to. Here's what happened under 5 minutes. Here's the first one. All right. Let's pause it here. Kamala Harris' first interview as a Democratic nominee just dropped. She brought in VP pick Tom Walz. All right. She wasn't by herself. That's right. What do you think of that? What do you think of like your first one and you're not by yourself? Do you care? Do you even care? Do you like Waltz that much? It's like, yeah, let's bring up my buddy. Remarkably, it took her less than a minute to bring up Donald Trump, claiming Americans are ready for a new way forward and that it's time to turn the page on Trump. What she failed to mention is that she literally has been in power for 3.5 years. She does have veto power. She does have voting power in that chamber. So there is that. So let's hear what she has to say. Let's bring up I want to make sure first you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah. Okay. I have not seen this. Let's check it out.
The voters are really eager to hear what your plans are. If you are elected, what would you do on day 1 in the White House?
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class. When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism. I think, sadly, in the last decade, we have had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda and an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are as Americans, really dividing our nation. And I think people are ready to turn the page on that.
The voters.
Interesting question. Interesting. I don't know if she answered the question, though. The question is, what would you do day 1? So she didn't really answer the question. And you talk about platitudes. I mean, I don't know. I see both parties. You could say the last 4 years were pretty divisive, and you could say the last 4 years before that were pretty divisive as well. What do you guys think? She didn't answer the question. She didn't answer it. You know, Paulie, as a president of Latino Slant, what's the first thing you're gonna do day one? Free tacos for everyone. Go to your major cities. We'll have tacos for you. 2 taco limit per person. Your grandma's get an extra taco. That's something. She couldn't even that. She couldn't even do that. Pay attention to how. Oh, okay. All right. All right. But she didn't even do that, guys. Oh, what'd I do? There we go. Okay, let's see what's next then. I mean, there's a lot of these. You're right. You did not answer the question. And this is your first time. This is your first time out. This is like your first time. This is the first. You're not at a rally, not in commercials. You know, there's a lot of disenfranchised Democrats that want to hear from you, really hear from you, because we know what we're getting with Homeboy. And now, you know, for me, RFK's not running anymore. You know, that would have been a principal vote. I don't know what I'm gonna do now. Yeah. Okay. What's the next thing, guys? Thank you guys for being here. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel. You guys are subscribed to our channel. All right. So this next thing, Vigilant Fox says, then something remarkable happened. CNN unexpectedly asked a good question, pressing Harris on economic issues. That's what journalists are supposed to do. Okay, that's their job. Bash brought up Walz's campaign slogan, "We're not going back." Oh, excuse me. Bash brought up Harris's campaign slogan, "We're not going back," and asked, I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy, specifically because their groceries were less expensive. Housing was much more affordable than Donald Trump was as president. Wow, she asked this. Harris' response fell flat. Okay, again, none of these things I've seen yet, guys, and I will try to get to your your comments as much as I can. I want to thank you guys again for being here. Manolo saying CNN they won't release the full transcript, heavily edited. It was a theater production. What do you guys agree with that? Yes or no? You guys agree with that? Was it a theater production? It's very controlled. It's a completely 100% controlled situation. It couldn't be more controlled for her than this. You couldn't ask her. But I got to give Dana credit if she asks this question. If you aren't getting notifications, unsubscribe, then immediately resubscribe and hit the notification again. Thank you. Okay, so let's see what the answer is here.
You talked about, you call it the opportunity economy. You are well aware that right now many Americans are struggling. There's a crisis of affordability. One of your campaign themes is we're not going back. But I wonder what you say to voters who do want to go back when it comes to the economy specifically, because their groceries were less expensive. Housing was more affordable when Donald Trump was president.
Wow.
Well, let's start with the fact that when Joe Biden and I came in office, during the height of a pandemic, we saw over 10 million jobs were lost. Literally, we were all tracking the numbers. Hundreds of people a day were dying because of COVID. Okay,
I'm going to stop, right? Because I will give that to them, but then you also got to give it to Trump in regards to, he fumbled that first year, but we all were fumbling in the dark in regards to the pandemic, lockdowns, the economy, our children, living from, working, living from the house, from home. So, I will give that all. I will give both sides a pass. Then you had the violence in the summer. You had all that was going on, and jobs were lost. I lost my business. I lost my business, and I've said this before. And because I was a federal, and I still have my federal ID number of my fitness business. And under that second year, under Trump's PPP loans, I got a loan. That helped me and my business at least stay afloat. Biden came in, got rid of it, got rid of the program. So with me and my little business, I can't imagine what those other small businesses went through. Getting some money, getting denied, getting refused, reopening, closing, reopening, forget about it.
The economy had crashed, in large part, all of that because of mismanagement by Donald Trump of that crisis.
No, it's all you guys. You can't pin it on Homeboy, just on Homeboy. That's not fair. It's all you guys. When I say all you guys, all the Republicans, all the Democrats in office, in elected office, that we elected you guys. It's all on you guys. But like I said, I'm going to give you guys a pass because we were all fumbling in the dark. I'll give you a pass for that first year, though.
Came in, our highest priority was to do what we could to rescue America. And today we know that we have inflation at under 3%.
Come on.
A lot of our policies have led to the reality that America recovered faster than any wealthy nation around the world. But you are right. Prices, in particular for groceries, are still too high. The American people know it, I know it, which is why my agenda includes what we need to do to bring down the price of groceries. For example, dealing with an issue like price gouging, what we need to do to extend the child tax credit to help young families be able to take care of their children in their most formative years, what we need to do to bring down the cost of housing. My proposal includes what would be a tax credit of $25,000 for first-time home buyers, so they can just have enough to put a down payment on a home, which is part.
There is no way I'm going to buy a house right now, even if she gives me 25 grand, 2,500 or 25 grand. Absolutely. Are you out of your mind? Did you not just hear you yourself say that? Yes, I know. The economy, your inflation's down, but the economy is everything's expensive right now. Everything. It's not just groceries. Everything. Every time I go out, everywhere I go, every expense I count, because I got to work so many odd jobs just to help with the roof over our heads, right? Yeah, we all got it. We're all in the same boat. Different states, it's different degrees, right? But it's still really bad. And then you're talking about, well, I have an answer for you. Get a house.
Of the American dream and their aspiration, but do it in a way that allows them to actually get on the path to achieving that goal and that dream.
So you
All right,
talked about
what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Again, I give Dana some props for actually asking that question. What do you guys think? My rent up went up this month, Paulie. Yeah. My ass literally fell off. I laughed so hard. $25,000 credit will make every house $25,000 more expensive. Far left has been predicting the extinction of middle class small business ever since 1800s. Marx predicted would happen by 1870. Notice she says, and if I'm not saying your names, guys, forgive me, but it's great that you guys are commenting. I ask you guys, make sure you are subscribed and smash the like. Marcus the Seer, notice what she says, what we need to do instead of what we will do. Lockdown was March, so he was only in less than a year during that BS. If the Dems were so great, they'd have plenty of time to correct it. When they were all in it together, right? and you know, he was depending on the market to get the best what do you call it, vaccine. The problem is that you can't get that a should I even say that word anymore? You can't get one that's worth anything for years. The blame game, price controls. Ooh, what are we saying? What's Mike saying? Democrats have money sent to freaking Ukraine and for transgender BS and migrants, no money for small businesses. Listen, it's really hard to argue that because I'm a Democrat. I have a small business. I lost my small business. And I'm seeing all this other money going to what he just put in here. And I'm all for I'm all for, you know, people in a minority of the of our dominant culture feeling safe, feeling, you know that they're not going to be, bullied, etc. But that doesn't make you special. That doesn't make you and it doesn't negate the fact that we still got to pay bills. We still got to live. I'm all about living together and supporting each other. Me and Romy try to be great neighbors. And we have a very eclectic neighborhood. So yeah. Good on Mike. That's all I got to say, guys. And some of these truths hurt sometimes. It's like, the work just doesn't end. I'm going to go later today and go do a handyman paint job with my cousin because I can't afford not to. Mexican Ironman comes in for $10. Thank you, Mike. Paulie is not a Democrat. He doesn't know that I already registered as a Republican. Oh my God. You crack me up, brother. I said this the other day on our last political show. I am registered now as an independent for the first time in my life. So, and that was when I said that was a day before RFK announced that he had dropped out. I mean, that was like, it almost seems like a lifetime ago, but that was just a week ago. That was a week ago. This political season is just absolutely the best entertainment going on anywhere. I'm telling you, anywhere. So I am registered independent. You have to earn my vote. Okay. I was already registered with him. Go. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you for the super chats. Let's do a Mexican Ironman super chat. How about that? Yeah, we do have one. Be right back. Orale pues, welcome back to the Latino Slant. This is your first time here. Please say hello to all the members right now that are hanging out with us. Do me a favor, throw up your Slantino emoji. Your Slantino emoji, show some love to everyone. And we are talking politics. In particular, we're getting through the very first interview that VP Kamala Harris has done. Shanatsky for $1.99. Thank you, Shanatsky. Price control will destroy the economy. Absolutely. It doesn't make sense. That's fantasy talk. It's fantasy talk, man. Thank you for the $2. And look at our members are here. Thank you, members. Got the juice. Got my boy Johnny. How's that hat, man? Johnny got a hat. It was a Twisters. Got the hat. We sent him a hat from the movie Twisters. You guys are doing great. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's keep going. All right. So what's the next one? But the questioning didn't stop there. Bash put Harris on the spot over her shifting stance on fracking. I gotta say, there is no putting on the spot. That's what journalists are supposed to do every day, is ask questions. That's all she's doing. Asking questions of someone who wants to take the highest office. Okay? If you notice, guys, right? Trump, Biden, even Obama, they took questions. They will answer anything. Now I gotta give it to Trump and his homeboys. Those guys will go anywhere and say anything and answer your questions. I don't necessarily think that's good all the time, but you got to give it to them. boy, crazy. Just like Mike. Harris has previously stated in 2019, there is no question that I'm in favor of banning fracking. But now she claims I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020 that I would not ban fracking as vice president. What? Bash pushed back on the Kamala a second time, reminding her that she previously said she was in favor of banning fracking. Well, we all know how she did in 2020 when she actually was put through the test of Democratic primaries. She was one of the first to go. Andrew Yang outlasted Harris. Okay. Tulsi Gabbard lasted. So she's citing that. She's citing her the rewriting history, man. You got to look out. She did not do well. Okay. Let's check this out.
The Green New Deal. And in 2019, when you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, there is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020 that I would not ban fracking. As vice president, I did not ban fracking. As president, I will not ban fracking.
In 2019, I believe, at a town hall, you said you were asked, would you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking on your first day in office? And you said, there's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. So yes. So it changed in that campaign?
In 2020, I made very clear where I stand. We are in 2024, and I've not changed that position, nor will I going forward. I kept my word, and I will keep my word.
What made you change that position at the time?
Well, let's be clear. My values have not changed. I believe it is very important that we take seriously what we must do to guard against what is a clear crisis in terms of the climate. And to do
You know, I'd have some respect if you just own it. It's like, yeah, I changed my mind. Next question. I was wrong. Next question. I want to win. I want to win Pennsylvania. Next question. We won't ban fracking. Why is that so hard?
do that, we can do what we have accomplished thus far. The Inflation Reduction Act, what we have done to invest, by my calculation, over probably $1 trillion over the next 10 years, investing in a clean energy economy. What we've already done, creating over 300,000 new clean energy jobs. That tells me, from my experience as vice president, we can do it without banning fracking. In fact, Dana, excuse me,
she mispronounced that name. Don't you be doing that to Kamala or Kamala.
passed the tie-breaking vote that actually increased leases for fracking as vice president. So I'm very clear about where I stand.
And was there some policy or scientific data that you saw that you said, oh, okay, I get it now?
What I have seen is that we can grow and we can increase a thriving clean energy economy without banning fracking.
Wow. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think in the chat. I want to know right now. Her values are whatever the elites say. Ahead. She values lies. That has not changed. Well, fracking actually might be causing earthquakes, but the environmental argument is just false. Yeah, I think the argument is that, you know, we got to be a little bit more dependent on. We got to be a little more self-sufficient in regards to our own energy resources, right? And all the solar and wind and all that stuff is just not up to par. Probably never will be. She said 300,000 new jobs. Those are not permanent jobs in regards to clean air jobs, which, you know, you go down the line and it costs. Listen, we know everything has another side to it, right? So, okay, what else do you guys think? Windmills for all. The only green energy is how much of it they take for worse results. Green energy, as she flies around her non-battery jet along with her motorcade, she doesn't lead by example. Well, that's the biggest. That's always the, you know, the funny part of it. I mean, these guys are so extravagant with their traveling, with the personnel, with all the motorcades, and, you know, ridiculous. Most politicians are phonies, my friends. Hey, CJC. Empress. Solar and wind works out more like a subscription service than any other solution in existence. Okay. Yeah, I would just say, listen, I know it's not popular. I know fracking is controversial, but I've changed my mind. We need it. People need the jobs. They're American jobs. And we need to have some control of our own energy. You say that, you're going to win some votes, man. You'll probably win Pennsylvania. Why are you afraid to say that? Because I know why. Okay, let's go on to the next one. This is fun. I like this than watching the whole entire thing. You know, I don't want to watch the entire thing. Then, and Dana Bash, I'm getting a little bit of respect to her. Then came the question about the border crisis, a glaring issue for the Biden-Harris administration. When Bash asked why it took 3.5 years to implement the asylum restrictions and amidst record illegal border crossings, Harris didn't hesitate to shift the blame to Trump. Yes, this really happened. Her administration has had nearly 4 years to address the border, and yet she circles back to Trump as the scapegoat. Really? Isn't that interesting?
Another issue, big one, is immigration. As vice president, you were tasked with addressing the root causes of migration in southern countries and
Northern part of Central America.
the northern part of Central America that affects the southern border of the U.S. During the Biden-Harris administration, there were record numbers of illegal border crossings. Why did the Biden-Harris administration wait 3.5 years to implement sweeping asylum restrictions?
Well, first of all, the root causes work that I did as vice president, that I was asked to do by the president, has actually resulted in a number of benefits, including historic investments by American businesses in that region. The number of immigrants coming from that region has actually reduced since we began that work. But I will say this, that
I would love to hear what companies, what money have invested in Latin American countries, because that's what we're talking about, right? She's talking about root causes, which makes sense. How much money has been raised? What companies, and what is being done? What is being done? What is, how has that affected the stem of people not coming? How is that? What is the direct correlation? Because as what we all see is, a crisis. And it's been down this year, but many will say it's been down this year because Biden re-implemented some of the stuff that Trump was doing over 4 years ago. So I would love for her to point out okay, here's what I was instructed to do by my president. I worked with these Latin American countries. Here are the companies that I took there, and we have a Coca-Cola plant that in this one pueblo, and so many jobs and so many people are staying. Before, it was a place of poverty and people were leaving and coming to the States. Now they're staying there and they're doing this and that. Why can't you cite that as an example? I'd like that. I'd love that. What? They're closing down. There are no jobs for them. She spent billions and built the 7 electric charging station. The Biden administration gave Mexico a record-breaking amount of money. No one knows where it was or for where it went. Wow. Alan's here. Film threat. Did Dana Bash even need to be part of this interview? No. Nope. She definitely did not. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Let's hear what's going on. She says
Joe Biden and I and our administration worked with members of the United States Congress on an immigration issue that is very significant to the American people and to our security, which is the border.
Mm-hmm.
And through bipartisan work, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress,
Mm-hmm.
a bill was crafted, which we supported,
Mm-hmm.
which I support. And Donald Trump got word of this bill that would have contributed to securing our border. And because he believes that it would not have helped him politically, he told his folks in Congress, don't put it forward. He killed the bill. A border security bill that would have put 1,500 more agents on the border. And let me tell you something, the Border Patrol endorsed the bill. And I'm sure in large part because they knew they were working around the clock and 1,500 more agents would help them. That bill would have allowed us to increase seizures of fentanyl. Ask any community in America that has been devastated by fentanyl what passing that bill would have done to address their concern and a pain that they've experienced.
So you would push that legislation again. I just want to
Not
ask
only
about
push it, I will make sure that it comes to my desk and I would sign it.
So that's something she might do day one. Why didn't she say that? Day one, I will sign this border bill. Why didn't she say that? Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Someone in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there earmarked so many millions and millions for Ukraine in that border bill? And that's why it didn't pass. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But it was an open border policy for so many years now. And now she's talking about the wall, more border patrol agents. Absolutely incredible. What do you guys think in the chat? Let's see. We got to combine 135 people still watching us on X and here on the Latino Slant. Fridays is our little political show. We're doing these once a week. I thought it was billions. I think it was. I was trying to be nice. It was $6 billion. Oh my God. Oh my God. To Ukraine, right? $6 billion to Ukraine. Really disappointing, man. Joe, what's up? Yeah, it was a bill filled with so much pork that it sent the majority of the money going towards the bill to Ukraine and other parts of the world. Who would sign that? Who would sign that? And okay, let me ask you this, chat. $6 billion. What could we do with $6 billion for our fellow Americans? Homeless veterans, homeless children. $6 billion. Infrastructure. $6 billion. You want to get the economy going? Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that. What do you guys think? Bumpy's here. What's up, Bumpy? Good to see you again. Americans, we can defend democracy by engaging in civil discourse, or we can defend democracy by spending billions and destroying millions of lives in foreign conflict. And I think that's what a lot of people are seeing. My husband's a combat veteran. God bless, man. God bless. Is that, look, there's a lot I don't like about Trump, but he ain't starting new wars. He wants to get out of stuff. Like a lot of people are saying that, right? He wants to think about this for, veterans first, et cetera, et cetera. Whereas what have we done? What have the Dems done is kind of the opposite. Starting wars, giving billions away. It's not good. But this is at least we're seeing her answers, right? Good on you guys. Good thoughts, guys. Good thought. Oh, wait. Ukraine is an awful situation. Your State Department is at its worst. U.S. started that war. Absolutely. Whoosh. The border will only cost $2 billion, and they, LOL, and we don't have money for that. Yeah, I'd like to know where that Mexico money went. I'd like to know where that money in Mexico went. I mean, you talk about corrupt. Oof, boy. Yes, hundreds of billions. Poof, gone. Makes me angry every time I think about the billions they gave away. Yeah, and people are still dying over there, right? This is not good, guys. Juice, member of the channel, $4.99. Is she still gonna give citizenships to DACA recipients? Probably, but that being said, two things about that, guys. And Juice, I'm happy you're here. Trump did, and Trump wants a pathway to citizenship for what's the word I'm looking for? God, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, guys. But I also will say this as well. Latino Republicans have been surveyed. They want they're open to hearing about pathways to citizenship for illegals. So how do you deal with that complicated conundrum, right? Just saying. Okay, all right. This is good stuff, guys. Thank you so much. Let's do another super chat. Gracias, really quick. What do we got? We got, don't we have La Bamba here? One of my OG ones. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I got so many, man. Let's just give you a Mexican midget. Thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's go on. We're still in the Vigilant Fox. This is great that he did this for us. Bash question Kamala on Trump's allegation of turning black for political purposes. This is very controversial here. After a long and awkward pause, Kamala replied that Trump's usage of the same old tired playbook before saying, "Next question, please." This was actually a new play that Trump developed for Kamala specifically. Wow. I'm interested to hear this. Here we go.
I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that you have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Well, what do you think of that? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm actually whether she switches around historically, I don't know what. You know, she is of mixed race. She comes from she's definitely biracial, which fine, fantastic. Celebrate what you are. You know, and Chris Coleman was talking about this too. It's like, you know, your Italian side acts like this, and your Irish side will act like that. It's like that makes sense, right? And she's a politician, so you're going to play up those sides. The thing that I don't think is going to win any new votes for Trump and for Vance is them harping on this. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares that she twangs it up for different audiences? You know, I just hit her on her policies, man. It's way more effective. I think anytime that you're gonna go after someone's race or someone's sex, I don't think you're gonna get the results that you want. You're gonna feed your base, right? You got that base, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're correct, not hyphenated Americans. Okay, I'll give you that. We are all Americans. But there's a whole history as to, you know, people of different backgrounds, why that even happened, right? Anyways, Darth, that's a different conversation. We're supposedly in a free society, freedom of expression to be who you are. So people are African American. People are this, people are that, whatever. Yeah, but Trump can't help it. Correct. I'm just thinking that, you know, hit her on her issues, on her policy, on her track record. Not, I find this racial stuff a little tiring. Okay, just being honest. And we got a $19 super sticker from Big Daddy MRI. Whoa. Wow, what is it? You are amazing. Hey, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate. You know what? That's a really nice. Let's celebrate with some Puerto Rican congas. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, Big Daddy MRI. Thank you to all the new members, to all the old members. Members right now in the chat. In the chat. Let's do it again this time. Let's throw up that donkey piñata. That donkey piñata. It's right there in your emojis. Show people what's up. Show people we like to have a lot of fun here on the Latino Slant with your donkey emoji. It's not a political thing. It's a piñata of a donkey. Okay? Let's go right now with those emojis. Thank you so much. Yay, Julissa. All right, so let's get back to this. Now, finally, Tim Walz got his first question when his claims of serving in war crumbled on air. In a 2018 video clip, Walz says, "We can make sure that those weapons of war that I carried in war is the only place where those weapons are at." The truth is, Walz has never served in war, and when confronted, he dodged the question before blaming his misleading treatment on poor English. You know, the people are really, they really don't like that happened. And you know, was it a gaffe? I was asked, was he misleading or was he lying? And then when I saw, I was like, oh yeah, he lied. Thank you, Jen, for the piñatas. We like piñatas. Juice. Johnny. Hit those piñatas, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's see what his answer is. All right. Here we go.
Is just starting. Governor Walz, the country is just starting to get to know you. I want to ask you a question about how you've described your service in the National Guard. You said that you carried weapons in war, but you have never deployed actually in a war zone. A campaign official said that you misspoke. Did you?
Well, first of all, I'm incredibly proud. I've done 24 years of wearing the uniform of this country. Equally proud of my service in a public school classroom, whether it's Congress or the governor. My record speaks for itself, but I think people are coming to get to know me. I speak like they do. I speak candidly. I wear my emotions on my sleeves, and I speak especially passionately about our children being shot in schools and around guns. So I think people know me. They know who I am. They know where my heart is. And again, my record has been out there for over 40 years to speak for itself.
And the idea that you said that you were in war, did you misspeak as the campaign has said?
Yeah, I said we were talking about, in this case, this was after a school shooting, the ideas of carrying these weapons of war. And my wife, the English she told my grammar is not always correct. But again, if it's not this, it's an attack on my children for showing love for me, or it's an attack on my dog. I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I'll never do is I'll never demean another member's service in any way. I never have, and I never will.
Okay. Well, what is it about politicians that just can't take the L and move on? You know, it's very interesting that because Dana Bash said that the country's just getting to know you, right? We don't know him yet. I don't know who this dude is, right? I'm an American citizen, voter. You're getting ready to vote. Who are you? Then, this video comes up, and yeah, he was very emotionally charged. It was at 2018, I guess it was right after the thing. And I get that. You kind of like you're speaking, you're in front of a crowd, and you're gun violence, and it'll never happen, because I was training for war, and okay. Let's say you did that. That was in 2018. Did you apologize in 2018, 2019, 2020, 21? You see what I'm saying? You had all this time to apologize. You know what? That was a gaffe. Sorry, guys. I was in the moment. My bad. Definitely would never disrespect people that actually went to war. I never went to war. And say that. I never went to war. Say it. Just say it. Trump dodged the draft. Say it. Trump's got a lot of bad shit, right? He's not a perfect man. He owns it. Boom, go on. Take the L. You'll endear yourself to voters. Say it. And you get some blowback, but then okay, yeah, you move on. What do you guys think? Politician. Hanging with Eric and Raph. My husband served almost 14 years. God bless. But will not and wouldn't lie about seeing combat. Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I bet if he ever used his gun in a war zone, he claimed that he would have a different sense. And yeah, there is that too. I want to give him the respect that he did serve 24 years, and I've never served 24 years National Guard. Wow, got to give him that. I got to give people that. Yeah, just to answer the question, it's not a grammatical problem; it's a truth problem. Yeah, it's not the truth. You lied. That is a lie. That is a lie. Take the L, man. People respect you. Move on. And Dana says we're getting to know you. And what's up with this? What's up with that? With some shit you said in 2018. What's up with that? And he doesn't answer it. Just own it. Yeah, man. And then people know my heart. People know what's in my heart. No, we don't. We don't. That's the whole point. That's why you're there. I don't even know why you're there. So that now you're there. Answer the damn question. Answer the damn question. Ay, por Dios, por Dios. Okay, let's go on. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that one. Was not impressed. Then the most important question of the night dropped. Ooh. Dun 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 dun. Dana Bash's CNN's Dana Bash asked Harris if she had any regrets about hiding Biden's cognitive decline from the public. Kamala says with a straight face, no. Oh my God. We were talking about this the other day. Remarkably, she continued to gaslight the public even more by saying Biden is smart and has intelligence and judgment to serve as president. Okay. Wow. This one's going to be a controversial one. All right, let's get right into it.
You were a very staunch defender of President Biden's capacity to serve another 4 years. Right after the debate, you insisted that President Biden is extraordinarily strong. Given where we are now, do you have any regrets about what you told the American people?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have served with President Biden for almost 4 years now, and I'll tell you, it's one of the greatest honors of my career, truly. He cares so deeply about the American people. He is so smart and loyal to the American people. And I have spent hours upon hours with him, be it in the Oval Office or the Situation Room.
Okay.
He has the intelligence, the commitment, and the judgment and disposition that I think the American people rightly deserve in their president. By contrast, the former president has none of that. And so, one, I am so proud to have served as vice president to Joe Biden. And two, I am so proud to be running with Tim Walz for president of the United States and to bring America what I believe the American people deserve, which is a new way forward, and turn the page on the last decade of what I believe has been contrary to where the spirit of our country really lies.
But the last decade, of course, the last 3.5 years has been part of your administration.
I'm talking about an era that started about a decade ago, where there is
Under
some
Biden?
suggestion,
Under Obama?
warped, I believe it to be, that the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, instead of where I believe most Americans are, which is to believe that the true measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. That's what's at stake as much as any other detail that we could discuss in this election.
There is a problem, and my dogs are going off. There's been a problem with us having to like our political leaders because they're hopeful. They're lifting us up. I don't need them to do that. You know what? My family does that. My family members. I've been AA 9 years. My sponsor does that. My program does it. God does that. I don't need my politician to be God. Heck no. I need you to shoot straight, be honest, and I need you to work for the people. You work for me. Those politicians work for you as well, right? Hold on a second. Charlie's yelling at one of the dogs is yelling at somebody. Apologize. So I think in adding to that, guys, this whole thing of like celebrities, political, backing and, politicking for politicians, I think that's a mistake too. Got to keep that all separate. We've made our politicians celebrities, and that's what she's talking about here. It's like, I don't want a politician to beat down someone, want them to lift up. What does that have to do with the question? Again, this question of, you knew he was in cognitive decline, the president, an elected official, and you guys kept it away from the American public. was talking about this the other day. I can't remember if I was on a stream or with a friend or whatever. But we brought this up. And I said, you remember the show West Wing? Yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine who was a Democrat, right? Remember when Martin Sheen's character, the President Bartlett, hid his MS? And he hid it from his own cabinet. I believe at the time only his vice president and his wife knew, but he hid it from his staff, from the cabinet for years. And there was such a betrayal that even some of the members of his staff couldn't work with him anymore based on principle. I mean, it was such a great story device. And then how he had to come out and, and reveal it to the public. I mean, that was incredible. That was West Wing. You guys remember that? So here, they did that. They did the opposite, right? All the way up until where it was just very evident. It's something we've known for years, guys, right? We've known, right? You can call it elderly abuse. You can call it whatever, was that. Unfortunately, senior Joe Biden was not all there, and it's it's been on the decline. But the fact that she was a part of the hype, she was part of the cover up. I don't know, man. That doesn't sit well with me. That does not sit well with me. Vinny says, to be honest, I need politicians to F off and give me the right to defend myself, handle my own stuff, and access to resources that I can't access to. Good for you, man. Darth, I believe that if all the advisors don't know what's happening, they can't give proper advice. It's like lying to your lawyer. Yeah, but we're talking about her, man. This guy, she knew. It's very telling that this is the best they had after the editing being planned out, and it's still awful. Yeah, and it didn't come out to an hour, right? Like 25 minutes. She's a puppet. The president doesn't have the power. He has owners. He's a puppet. Right, but he's a puppet we elected, and well, supposedly, and we still want to believe that we want to know the health of our highest elected official. She could not answer about Biden because it would be connected to her competency. You guys are great in the chat. Thank you guys so much. Let's move on. This is fantastic. Thank you for all the super chats, for all the memberships. This is I think okay. There's a couple of more here. I think there's two more. All right, let's get through it. Let's just watch it. I won't read it. Read about it. Here we go.
When he called you and said he was pulling out of the race, what was that like? And did he offer to endorse you right away, or did you ask for it?
It was a Sunday. So here, I'll give you a little too much information.
Go for it. There's no such thing.
Right.
President.
My family was staying with us.
No such thing. Thank you.
And including my baby nieces. And we had just had pancakes and, Auntie, can I have more bacon? Yes, I'll make you more bacon. And then we were sitting down to do a puzzle. And the phone rang, and it was Joe Biden. And he told me what he had decided to do. And I asked him, "Are you sure?" And he said yes. And that's how I learned about it.
And what about the endorsement? Did you ask for it?
He was very clear that he was going to support me.
So when he called to tell you, he said, "I'm pulling out of the race and I'm going to support you."
Well, my first thought was not about me, to be honest with you. My first thought was about him, to be honest. I think history is going to show a number of things about Joe Biden's presidency. I think history is going to show that in so many ways it was transformative, be it on what we have accomplished around finally investing in America's infrastructure, investing in new economies, in new industries, what we have done to bring our allies back together and have confidence in who we are as America and grow that alliance, what we have done to stand true to our principles, including the one of the most important international rules and norms, which is the importance of sovereignty and territorial integrity. And I think history is going to show not only has Joe Biden led an administration that has achieved those extraordinary successes, but the character of the man is one that he has been in his life and career, including as a president, quite selfless and puts the American people first.
Yeah, I just disagree. I just fundamentally disagree. Who's running the country right now? Where is he right now? He's been vacationing and vacationing and vacationing. Look, I mean, these guys are the leaders of our country, not, the leaders of a fundraiser that or a cause that we all believe in, that we're yeah, this is not good. And I don't feel this is good for my confidence moving forward that she should be the leader of the new leader of our country. What do you think? We got a membership. Hey, been a member for 2 months, Jen. With Kamala, it's like the V in Veep that just stood for vacation for the last 3.5 years. It's I'm starting to think it's selective amnesia. It's like, wait a minute, now you just said that you are taking responsibility for 3.5 years of leadership around the world, this and that, but incredible. They're like lawyers for an IP. No, it hasn't. 30 years ago when he ran for president, he was turned away by everyone because it came out he lied about everything. He lied about everything, right? Darth, love this stream, Paulie. Been a member for 31 months. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Flo's here. Vote early. I'm afraid that we will wait until November 5th. The glitches will prevent Vinny from being able to vote in certain areas. I mean, if you got that fear, vote early. Absolutely. Well, this is fantastic. We got one more from her. Then we'll do a quick JD Vance thing.
I am the best person to do this job at this moment.
All right, here we go.
I am running because I believe that I am the best person to do this job at this moment. For all Americans, regardless of race and gender.
Yeah, I'm not convinced, but that's just me. What do you guys think? I need to see a real interview. I would like that. I don't know now if that is going to happen. And when I just say that, I mean one that's live and not edited. Tip. It's not that is there almost should be requirements when you're running for the highest office. Like, you've got to do this, you got to do that, right? Thank God you got to do these debates that they're doing them. But you got to take answers from the press. You got to sit down and take interviews. Earlier Mike had jokingly talked about the border and legal immigrants, and it's very touchy for me because I got family that were, and I'm connected to that, but I can differentiate that way of living in that culture that has been there for almost 200 years with this border than what has been happening the last few years. That's something that's really different and a human crisis and a little bit dark on the border. I'm not a border expert. I'm not. I don't like the obviously the horrific violence on any level that is happening on the border, or the crime obviously in our big cities that shouldn't have been happening to begin with. I agree with that. There has to be a better way, and until then, we just need to secure it up on these borders and really get some proper reform going. I think I lost my train of thought. That might conflict with the Federalist Papers. I know. Listen, I'm just telling you. It's what we've grown to expect, especially in our technical age. Big Daddy MRI just became a member. What? Right on. Thank you so much. Oh, did you level up to Capitan? Wow, Capitan, you get a whole bunch of different goodies and all that stuff. Border science not experts is more qualified. I probably am more qualified because I actually have that family connection, and I know the harsh truths on both sides. So okay, thank you. Now I know that brought me back to this. Okay. And thank you so much, Big Daddy MRI. I'm going to be sending you, do me a favor, Big Daddy. Can you email me latinoslant@gmail.com, latinoslant@gmail.com. Let me put that in the chat. Latino Slant. And anyone can email me, honestly. But he is a captain. And I want you to email me because we're going to be... we're going to send you something fun. And don't forget, tomorrow night, membership stream. It's a public stream, but you got to be a member to come on. Okay, so this reminds me of what, and it's funny that what Paulie said, what Sci-Fac says, but this reminds me of an interview that Kamala did last year. I don't think she could do these interviews now. Latino USA on NPR had been for years trying to get an interview with her. They finally got it last fall. And it was, it was very fluff, trying to uplift Black and brown communities. Rah, rah, rah. But then she asked Kamala, you said, go back, do not come. Because, Biden had made you in charge of, border stuff. But then you went down there and you said, do not come as a policy. And a lot of Latinos didn't like that. Advocates, da-da-da-da-da. Will you now apologize for that? She asked Kamala, will you now, in the one-on-one, that was a real interview. And she wouldn't apologize. And because of that, that's the real candidate there. Right? Now, for me, got to decide which one can I live with. Someone that won't take the L, or someone that gets a little too radicalized on their border policy. Because I don't like Trump's and how he gets radicalized on that. I'm not a fan of that. Right? Because it embodies a certain portion of MAGA that gets a little ugly. I don't like that. How on that same tip, I don't like Kamala and her answer, and she wouldn't take the L. She wouldn't apologize. I thought that was very telling. I'm even wondering if that interview is still up. Anyways, that reminded me of that. Thank you so much. You guys have been fantastic, incredible. I think it's important, Slantinos, that I'm just, reading the news with you, being honest, that we can have disagreements, but carry on and have a mutual respect for each other, which is just gets lost. Apologizing only makes you look weak. You're admitting you're wrong. But it was wrong. And I think there is I think that Americanism, that pick up by the bootstraps, individualistic thinking. I'm just going to say, I there's a lot I love about it, but when we make mistakes, we don't own up to it. It's like, oh, I do what I got to do. Let's move on. It's like, just take, just say, you know what? I shouldn't have worded like that. I'll do apologies. Let's carry on. Okay. After this interview, JD Vance, the vice president Republican nominee, took to Twitter and he put this up as a response. Breaking, I just got a hold of the full Kamala Harris CNN interview. Okay.
Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our.
Thank you very much.
So he put that up, right? Got 1 million views. And basically Vance saying that this is Kamala Harris. This is how stupid Kamala Harris is. Right? So just this morning, CNN went after him. See what he has to say.
Of the Harris interview. Last night, after CNN released a small clip of the Harris interview, you on Twitter posted a clip from a Miss Teen USA beauty pageant from 2007, Caitlin Upton, and you wrote, "I have gotten a hold of the full Kamala Harris CNN interview." Now, this thing that surfaced around the internet for a few years, she struggled answering a question back in this beauty pageant. I'm not sure you're aware, in 2015, Caitlin Upton did an interview in New York Magazine about all the social media attention this clip got. And she said, "I definitely went through a period where I was very, very depressed, but I never let anybody see that stuff except for people I could trust. I had some very dark moments where I thought about committing suicide." So when you posted this last night, were you aware that the woman you were posting a picture of had contemplated committing suicide for the attention it received?
No, certainly not, John, and my heart goes out to her, and I hope that she's doing well. Look, I've said a lot of things on camera. I've said a lot of stupid things on camera. Sometimes when you're in the public eye, you make mistakes. And again, I think the best way to deal with it is to laugh at ourselves, laugh at this stuff, and try to have...
Okay, I'll give him credit there. He just said, I've made some stupid mistakes. I said stupid shit on camera. Okay.
Have some fun in politics. I posted a meme from 20 years ago, and I think the fact that we're talking about that instead of the fact that American families can't afford groceries or healthcare, young families can't afford to buy a home to raise their families in. Those are the real crises that we should focus on. And there's nothing that says that we can't tell some jokes along the way while we deal with the very serious business of bringing back our public policy. Politics has gotten way too lame, John, way too boring. You can have some fun while making a good argument to the American people about how you're going to improve their lives.
Okay, I just want to be clear, though. You said you didn't know. Would you like to apologize to Caitlin Upton for posting that last night, given what you've now learned?
John, I'm not going to apologize for posting a joke, but I wish the best for Caitlin. I hope that she's doing well. And again, what I'd say is one bad moment shouldn't define anybody. And the best way to deal with this stuff is to laugh at ourselves.
All right, what do you guys think? The man that wants to be a heartbeat away from the presidency, tries to put up a humorous take, and it's kind of met with some backlash. Name that this meme that he did put up, this woman afterwards contemplated suicide because that was not her best moment. It was pretty laughable, it was pretty bad. But JD Vance, saying, "Oh, we need a little humor. Politics have got too boring. Got to throw some humor around." But then also too, turn is like, "Why are we talking about this? We should be talking about housing and gas." And well, why didn't you just talk about that, dude? Why don't you just talk about that? Before I tell you what I did, I want to know what you guys think. Was it too much? You don't care? What do you think? Classy humor. He's not wrong. Vance should be more classy. CNN trying to fabricate stories. He did answer. He actually did answer. It's fine to me. But remember, CNN didn't post that, dude. CNN did not post that. JD Vance post that. That's the thing you're going to put up in response to your opponent, right? Do opinions need to call it? No, they just need to be funny. Are you buying the BS from Vance? LOL. Republicans don't care about labor and working with phone. Okay. Perfect answer. I hate CNN. My feelings are hurt. Vance will get slammed for everything because he's connected to Trump, but now I think Trump should have chosen someone else. There is very, very nicely observation. Okay. I think it was a douchebag move. And Vance, I like Vance's story, like the movie, like the book, Great American Story, whether some of it's embellished or not, who am I to say, right? I like what I saw. I haven't been really a fan of his. I got to tell you. I'm not a fan of his. And I think there's a lot of us. Okay, and if I'm going to be fair on both sides, and I'm this independent voter, I'm like, okay, I don't like what Harris and Walz and all this bullshit. I don't like this bullshit from Vance. That's not cool. I mean, I'm not totally hurt by it. Oh my God. But I'm like, yo, you're the VP, potential VP. Act like it. Talk, just stick on policy. He's a shark with the policy. But if there's a lot of people like me thinking like that, it's gotten back to Trump and his people. And there was a moment where it was getting a little stale, which is why I think you're seeing the Trump's tent widening. And now, and what have we had this past week? RFK, Shanahan, his RFK's VP choice. I think she's incredible, by the way. Absolutely incredible. ¿Qué más? Tulsi Gabbard, Elon. You're really seeing a diverse group of thinkers now under the Trump banner. I don't see Vance as one. I see Vance as the meat and potatoes for, the young Republican MAGA people. Yeah, it is what it is, right? So when this stuff happens, it takes away from that big tent. That's all I'm saying. I'm more inspired and interested in anything that Trump might have to say when I'm hearing from RFK, Shanahan, Gabbard. I'm a big Gabbard fan. So yeah, this thing was a douche move. Humor is is a funny thing. Get it? Not sure politicians. Not everyone thinks. There's very few great comedians where everyone agrees that what they're saying that's funny. That's why we have different comedians. People like have different senses. I think. Okay, get to the point, Paul. People's sense of humors are very different. So when you throw up a joke like that, not everyone's going to think it's funny. And that's okay. But he did answer it. He's like, I say stupid shit on camera. My bad. Let's go on. So yeah, that was that from VP. And really that's really it. There's been so much that has happened since our last political show with RFK bowing out, and you're seeing and then these polls. I really can't trust polls. I'm just navigating through all this, just like you guys, and I think that's why we're going to continue to do this political show on Fridays, and hear from you guys. So let's hear from you guys, and then we're done for today. Yeah, it's been an hour and a half, way too long, but I'm glad you guys. It is what it is. Okay, let me go back a little bit. His book was great. My book club enjoyed it, but I don't like him for VP. See, that's interesting. Yeah. I think it's a douchebag move to sink the economy and make me and my family pay significantly more for everything. Absolutely. Hold on here. Sometimes when I touch the mic, my mic goes off. All right. I think I just reconnected. Can you hear me? I'm absolutely ace, and we're all in that same. We're all feeling the pinch. It is, and I'm just calling both sides out. Exactly, Paulie. The different people enjoy different senses of humor. JD Vance made fun of Kamala word salad, and CNN mocked it for something related to different humors. Great show, Paulie. If you ever want a gringo's take on anything, hit a brother up. LOL. Oh, we do have a guest next week. It's ¿cómo se llama? I want to make sure I get her name right because she did confirm. Joe Rosie. Joe Rosie is a gaming podcaster and a Latina and to the right. And I think it would be great to have her on. She's confirmed for next week. We're excited to have Joe Rosie, the real Joe Rosie, for next week's show. Boy, goodbye. We'll try to make it to the midnight to the membership stream tomorrow. John Even Bear, what's up, John Even Bear? Yes to what? Yes, what? Okay, let me see what else. I think if Cornel West drops out of the presidential race, he's going to give his endorsement to Trump. That's crazy. Most people see Kamala as not there for the average American. And Kamala tried to get Kamala asked him to bow out of the race and endorse her. He wouldn't. He also owned it. He did own it. RFK was denounced by the Kennedy family. He is a spoiler to help Trump. I'm happy he dropped out. I got to tell you, it was some of his family members, not all. Kennedy family is really big, and that doesn't mean that they don't love him and don't support him. They just don't support him as a candidate. But yes, I know that. Okay. And Bonso asked me, "Are you considering voting for Trump?" It's none of your business. You know what? Let me ask you this, guys. Let me ask you this. Yes, we can hear. Oh, yes, we can hear. Thank you, John. Quick poll right now, and I won't do a voters poll, and we're gonna wrap it up right now. Do you even want to know who I'm going to vote for? Does that matter to you? Yes or no? Right now. Let me just see it. Yes or no? Yes. I want to know who Paulie's going to vote for. No, I don't care. Yes or no? Very simple. Right now, answer away. Answer away. Yeah. So tomorrow we have an evening midnight stream. Then we have, so come on by for that. Then Monday is our normal pop entertainment stream. That last week was a lot of fun. This past Monday was great. And then we will try to keep this going on. So let's hear let me see. Yeah, you guys are speaking. Wow. Nanya. I want to know if you have a leather fedora. Ooh, I don't. Let me grab one though. This was more of a cowboy flair. How y'all doing? So yeah, unless I get free cookies, no. Right. No, but you can tell me. No, I asked because you said you didn't like what Vance did, but if you're not thinking about Trump, it doesn't matter if he appeals to you. Save it for the ballot box. Okay, so I will tell you this in regards to I'm voting for America. Boom, flow. I like that. I will not be announcing who I'm voting for at all between now and the election. I will promise you that, because I believe in a very balanced and kind of lack of better words, safe place for you guys to express yourself. And you guys are doing that in the chat, and you guys are being very supportive of our channel. I think you would find, it might, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so what else, guys? I think that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I did put up that Rings of Power reaction. Wow. It was a watch-along reaction. And boy, Paul looking like a Latino Teddy Roosevelt with that guy. I just put on my glasses. Yeah, he's not running for president. That's true, but he is a heartbeat away. So we all do and say douchebag stuff sometimes, man. It's all good. Okay, anything else? I think that's it. I gotta let me see. I want to thank. We got all these great memberships from Six, Mexican Iron Man, Messages, Shanatsky with the Juice, Big Daddy, Jen, Darth Plato, all the great membership chats and super chats. We cannot tell you how big a deal those super chats and being a member is. We're really punching up our membership streams and punching up perks for members. And you got that $2.99 level. And thank you to people who have upgraded. So I think that is it. I keep saying that. Quick, everyone send Paulie super chats. Yes, real quick. I'm going to, I don't know who my guest is for Monday yet, but we'll announce it, and I'll take it from there. I might, what am I going to watch tonight? I know there's a movie I wanted to finish watching, but anyways, we'll get there. I think that is it. I want to do a heart out. Wherever you're at, keep your slam fuerte. Gracias, everybody. Be well. Thanks again. This is a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Paz.